Hey everyone, it's Michael Kikle. I hope you're doing well today, and I have a review here for Point Break from 1991, starring Keanu Reeves. Patrick Swayze is the big bad villain here. You're not supposed to know he is, but I feel like all the advertisements and everything apparently showed that. But also Gary Busey, my boy, is in here. Is there's kind of a buddy cop sentiment in two different angles of this movie. One with Keanu Reeves and Patrick Swayze, and one with Keanu Reeves and Gary Busey. Gary Busey is just a regular old cop in here, and I love him. He's great. He's always wacky, dude. This is like his most normal performance. This is not Gary Busey as Ginger Dead Man, right? But anyway, I've been kind of on a kick, like I talked about in my Death Race review, where I've been rewatching stuff that I grew up with as a teen, like Tango and Cash, like this, like Death Race, Gone in 60 Seconds. And I really wanted to get around to this one again. I haven't watched it in a while. It's probably been about 8 years, maybe 7 years since I watched this. Point Break, when I first actually watched the movie all the way through, it blew me away. And I've loved it ever since. My mom has a VHS copy of it at her house. And before I started dating my wife, before I even met my wife, I would watch the shit out of this movie because of how crazy and summer-infused it is. It's one of the only movies out there that's like a thriller, but just a movie in general that involves surfing as a big part of the film. For anybody who doesn't know, who hasn't seen Point Break, number one, you're missing out. It's got a great soundtrack. You'll love it. Especially Rat's song, Nobody Rides for Free, from the credits of the movie. Dude, what a great song. So, I guess the place I'll start at, Keanu Reeves is in this as an undercover FBI agent who's trying to hunt down a bunch of bank robbers called the ex-presidents. And you have, like, Nixon and Kennedy and all these guys. And the ex-presidents' masks scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. I mean, I would walk in the room, my mom would be watching this on TV when my parents were still together, and it terrified me. For some reason, just the way those guys look, the way those masks look, they're spooky, you know? But anyway, they're bank robbers, and Keanu Reeves is trying to investigate it, so he starts kind of befriending different groups and kind of what he calls tribes out there in wherever he's at, where he kind of gets into the surfing groups, but he doesn't know how to surf, so he has to like meet a chick that he's kind of attracted to, who kind of leads him into these things, and eventually he meets Patrick Swayze and realizes he and his buddies are the ex-president's bank robbers guys. But they're kind of like New Agers. Patrick Swayze is such a great actor, but it's such a bizarre role for him. He's in this New Age mentality of like, oh man, we live this life, and like, do we really live the life, man, or does the life live us? He's that kind of dude, right? He's all about the waves, acting like the ocean is alive and shit. Very, very odd. But Keanu Reeves can't help but like this guy, and again, kind of build this bro relationship with him. And again, it's that other angle of the buddy cop movie that is the opposite side of the Gary Busey and Keanu Reeves investigation part of the movie. Watching Keanu and Patrick Swayze become really good friends is really nice. There's something about that in this movie that I really dig. It adds an element and a layer to this movie that shows how special this film is. This is directed by Kathryn Bigelow, of all people. I never knew that until I was looking at IMDb before this recording, but yeah, she made this, the Hurt Locker chick. Kathryn Bigelow was talented. She did like Zero Dark 30, didn't she? Talented director. I never knew she made this. I thought Hurt Locker was her first movie. But this is great. To me, this is like the only movie you need to make you a success. It is such a wild ride. It has so much tension that builds up at certain points. You have like one particular shootout raid scene later in the movie that's pretty wild. I really dig that. But bro, the finale is really, really engaging. Keanu Reeves is not like the most amazing actor ever. I like him. He's one of those people, kind of like Jason Statham. I don't really care that they don't have a lot of range, right? Like, I just kind of like them. That's kind of the general sentiment about that guy. But here, there's no difference. He's his usual self. But dude, it's such a good flick. With the music and everything, all of the focus on surfing and that kind of weird spiritual shit surfers do sometimes. It's a blast. If you haven't seen it, you're really missing out. I don't really have anything else to say about it. Just be kind of warned. It's a little bit more bloody than you think it would be. It's not like Death Race. It's not like, it's kind of like Gone in 60 Seconds, the remake with Nick Cage in that respect, that it has a little bit more blood when people get shot or something than you realize in hindsight. But the movie itself, dude, it is so good. And those bank robbery scenes are so they keep you on the edge of your seat, you know? And every time I watch this, I'm always taken aback with how, I wouldn't say how emotional it gets me, but with how engaged it keeps me, which is hard to do the older I get. Anybody else ever notice that? I just turned 30 last November, and I'm really having this kind of weird thing where like nostalgia things get me into stuff and keep me there and engaged, but like newer stuff, I have a harder and harder time getting stuck onto. And that's newer to me, not just like new movies and new shows. I mean old stuff too that I'm new to for the first time watching. But yeah, this is one of those ones it's just timeless, dude. It's so fucking good. And again, we need more thriller movies with surfing stuff. I know the remake for this wasn't the greatest. I didn't hate it like everybody else did. I get why it's kind of an insult to this movie, but it wasn't the worst thing ever. I just wish it had more surfing stuff. It was more about like extreme sports and like fucking BMX, wasn't it? Like skydiving and shit, which is fine, whatever. They do a little bit of skydiving here too, which is great, by the way. I love those scenes. Especially when Keanu Reeves and Patrick Swayze are trying to convince the other person, the other one in there too, to pull their cord on their parachute first before they hit the ground. All of that stuff, man. It just has so much going for it, man. And again, the performances. Patrick Swayze and Keanu Reeves sell this movie. Having Gary Busey off to the side for more humor, that's great. There's just so much offer here, man. And we don't get movies like this anymore. So anyway, bring back movies like Point Break. It started this whole thing back in the day. We stopped making them, and it's sad. So anyway, what do you think about Point Break? Do you love it? Do you hate it? It's one of those movies that's a great standalone. There's no series connected to this aside from the remake, which doesn't really count. It's worth your time if you haven't seen it. I think it's really, really cool. It's got a lot going for it. So anyway, thank you all for watching, guys. God bless you all. Catch you later, and goodbye.